Hey guys, it's Kaufman is a live YouTube channel. I look at comic books new and old. Today I'm looking at Vanish #1 by Image Comics. Came out in September of 2022. Donny Cates is the writer and Ryan Stegman is the artist. JP Mayer's on inks and John J. Hill does the lettering and Sonia Oback does the colors. Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman were just coming off of King in Black and Venom when they put out this comic book. It's on their own label, Kids Love Chains Press, and so they really get to do whatever they want. I was really excited when I first heard about this coming out. It's a new character, a fresh start, and it's Image, Stegman, Cates, so I was real excited about this when it first came out, and I picked it up off the rack. And I think they got about 8 issues into the series here, and that's when Donny Cates just kind of vanished, so to speak. So this was kind of interesting book to go back and look at, I figured. They just announced that Cates and Stegman's character, Null, was going to be in the new Venom 3 movie just the other day, so there's some controversy that's been going around about them not being paid royalties or told ahead of time that their character is going to be in this big blockbuster movie. So there's some controversy around that. And I've been looking at a lot of Marvel and like X-Men, Wolverine comics for about the past week. So I wanted to get in a little change of pace here, switch it up. So we're going to look at something completely different here, Vanish #1. Really cool cover. We get our lead character here. He's definitely got a Spawn vibe, I feel like. Kind of mixed with Doctor Strange. But really cool cover here. He's got his hands bleeding, his victim down here right at the bottom of the page. And his power just seeping up out of his eyes. Just a dingy looking background. Some rubble down on the bottom. He's got his red cape here too. It kind of matches with the blood. But a striking cover. I really like it, and it's a pretty cool logo too. So, like I said, this is a new character, and I really enjoy seeing new concepts being brought to the superhero genre, new characters. I just feel like there's only so many Spider-Man, Superman, Batman stories that you can tell. So we start off in an alleyway here, as any good Image comic should. And kind of just like the cover, there's like this really cool design of like pipes on all the walls and stuff, and the rubble everywhere. There's a rat here. Kind of reminds me of the cover with all this piping and stuff. So just some really great line work here by Stegman. I mean, you could put this up with his current X-Men stuff that he's doing, because he's the current artist on X-Men, and I think this stuff just looks really great, and compared to his X-Men stuff, which I still like, but there's just something a lot more detailed in this, and it's grittier. It's Image, so they're getting away with lots of stuff. They can pretty much do whatever they want, like I said. So it's a pretty violent and bloody comic, lots of cursing. But we start off with our character explaining he's already drunk. He's getting home late. He doesn't even want to go home because she knows I'm lying and I've stopped caring, he says. So that's what we learn about our hero at first. And he's got lithium to get to sleep. He uses a tranquilizer to help him sleep, and he still hasn't slept in days. In the morning, it's Lamictal followed by a handful of propanol to stop the shakes. And then he says the rest of the day it's Xanax and cigarettes and a hidden bottle of vodka. So you almost got to wonder if this is Donny Cates' like own personal journal. I mean, he unfortunately went through some problems. I know he's had a lot of issues and had to step away from comic books, and they didn't even actually get to finish this story as far as I know. So it only got about 7 or 8 issues in, and it abruptly stopped along with his Hulk run that he was doing with Ryan Otley, the other Ryan. But we meet this character here who actually saves our main character at first. And you see the anime influence obviously here. This looks like something out of My Hero Academia, or even like Ben 10 or something. But we got the big feet here, big eyes, big hair. It almost looks out of place among some of the other realistic looking figures here. But we learn this guy's name is Battle Rocket. He comes back to where our hero is, and the hero reveals that he actually knows who this guy is. And it's a shock to Battle Rocket. He says, "Oh, F me." So he's like, so our main character is narrating this as well. So he says, here's a funny story. And then we get the reveal of our big double splash page as we kind of flash back into time. It's the Mistlands of Everkeep, the outworld of magic. So, real interesting looking drawing up here among the clouds. There's cities up in the clouds, dragons everywhere. But he cuts right to the chase, talking about how this is a bullshit Dungeons and Dragons realm. His parents brought him here to study and own his latent magic abilities at this quote-unquote shitty old school run by immortal perverts. So they're not beating around the bush about anything in this book. They're just cutting right to the chase here. We get the reveal of Baron Vanish and his followers, the Hollow. And they arrive in Everkeep and immediately just destroy everything. We get another great splash page of just destruction here. And this character's got an interesting design too, I feel like. He's got these like claws, legs coming around him in his body, but it's revealed later in the issue what these are. It's not just like some armor that he's wearing. And I do like this, how their power is like seeping up out of their eyes. Very cool stuff. So we've got the leader here of the Everkeep, and he's telling all the children here they need to prepare for war, but he says, "Where's Oliver?" And Oliver, who is our main character, we learn his name here, and he says he broke 2 of the ancient laws that day. He broke into the place where you're not supposed to go, where they have all the dark arcana items stored in here. But he doesn't care because his parents were just killed in this giant massacre by Baron Vanish and the Hollow. So he goes to this thing called the Oraculum, or Oraculum. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. But it's hidden away in the Great Chamber. And it shows the future. So he looks in the future and sees if what he's going to do is going to stop Baron Vanish. And he says it, all he sees is pain and death, and Baron Vanish surrounded by millions of bodies. So he knows what he has to do. Then we get Vanish approaching Orin, the leader of the Everkeep here. And we see the reveal of his giant spider legs. And he just kills Orin. You can almost hear his voice here. And it's written pretty well. He's like, "I'm sorry you all had to see that, children. This is also terribly unfair to you." That's got to be like, he's just like got this creepy voice. And he takes over and he tells them he's not going to lie to the children like their former master did. So they can either join him or die, basically. And this girl, Eleanor, stands up to him. And he claims that her father was a member of his Hollow at one point. And she says he's a liar. He was a hero. And he goes, "Heroes, aren't we all?" And we get Oliver finally showing up here. He says, Who might you be?" He goes, "I'm the last person you're ever going to speak to." I like this panel down here of them face to face. Baron and Oliver here. So he says, "F magic," and he pulls out a gun and just shoots Baron right in the head. We see his head explode down here at the bottom. And the rest of the hollow, they just vanish, so to speak. And everyone's cheering, and they're keeping Oliver from going after the hollow. And so he says he's making it his mission from this day forward to get his revenge on all of them. Which leads us back to the beginning of this story, where he's discovered that they are actually still alive and posing as superheroes in his city. So he goes after Battle Rocket here, and they start to have a fight. He says, he's fast, I'm drunk. And he starts to use his magic. He gets a ball and chain here, and Battle Rocket remembers his girlfriend or wife, Eleanor. And he says, there's a ball and chain joke in there somewhere. Give me a minute, and I'll figure it out. But then he just smashes him with his ball and chain power. He says, no time to be clever. So Battle Rocket's been smashed up. We see his bloodied face there. His teeth are all smashed. Pretty gnarly looking. He tries to kill Oliver here, but Oliver says he was always pretty stupid. So he's able to teleport behind him, choke him with the chain. He says, Battle Rocket, really? What a joke. You think of a chain joke yet? And then he just chokes him out. Leaves him for dead. Curb stomps him. And then he takes the power ring off of him, which is like he absorbs the power off of the hollow after everyone he kills. And he says it's like a shot of pure adrenaline or good coke. Yeah, okay, Donny. And he takes all the power from him. And then Battle Rocket turns back into his real form here as a member of the Hollow. His name's Balin. And he wants Balin, of course, to tell him where all the others are. So we go to a great panel here of just the top view of the alleyway and a big no. So Oliver, he goes home here. And he talks about how now he's awake. He's never closing his eyes again. We got all these prescription pill bottles here on the table. He checks on Eleanor. Gives her a kiss and goes into the basement. He says he wants to tell her that he loves her and that he's home, but he can't. Not until it's done. So he goes into his basement here. He unveils his old cloak. His own private dark arcana. He puts on his old mask. And he says, if they're pretending to be superheroes, well, it's my turn to be the bad guy. We get the last final splash page here of our hero revealed on the rooftops. We get the Prestige, which is the name of the Hollow in this universe. You could definitely compare it to like The Boys for sure, where it's this like celebrity group of superheroes that the city loves, but they're actually, you know, a group of bad guys. So, but we've got Vanish here, prepared to take him out. So, really fun, violent, but well written as well. Origin issue, and we get a good battle between our main hero and a villain, and really couldn't ask for much more in a comic book like this. It's got some great art. It's got really nice paper and cardstock cover as well. So a really nice book. Was only a $3.99 book at the time when it came out. It's probably going to cost you a little more if you try and find it these days, I'd imagine. So, but I highly recommend this. Vanish #1. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.